Everyone. So this week we're going to be talking about Chapter 8, An Introduction to Social Media Analytics. So this chapter is going to cover the composition of the 7 layers of social media analytics, the origin and history of social media analytics, some common goals, KPIs, and the uses of social media analytics, descriptive and predictive, and prescriptive analytics for social media, the differences between business analytics and social media analytics, the challenges that evolve when using social media analytics, and how social analytics vendor assessment is used. So, what is social media analytics? Well, social media analytics is an art and a science of extracting valuable insights from vast amount of semi-structured and unstructured social media data to enable informed and insightful decision making. Think about all the information that is on your social media. Marketers can use this information and better segment and target their core customers for their organization, specifically based on what you put on your social media. Social media analytics is a science as it requires systematically identifying, extracting, and analyzing various social media data using a variety of sophisticated tools and techniques. So, throughout this whole book, they actually show you different graphs and styles of how they extract social media data, and I would really recommend going through your book and looking at this chapter. So, social media analytics is also an art which requires analysts, stakeholders, and business owners to align the insights gained via analytics with business goals and objectives. We should master both the art and the science of social media analytics to get the whole value. Some common social media analytic goals. So, finance, HR, IT, sales, brand, PR, AR, product, marketing, all of them have some type of social media contribution into the entire business function. You can see when talent and HR, maybe they use LinkedIn and they're looking at their talent development. If you're thinking finance, how can they do cost and budget when you're sponsoring a post? What about marketing? You can do your lead and generate, market research, building relationships. Social media is so big. There are 7 layers of data for social media analytics. This is very important. The first one is networks, text, actions, hyperlink, location, search engine, apps. Know these 7 layers as if they were your name. Social media analytics uses cases like measuring brand loyalty, generating business leads, driving traffic to owned media like Facebook, Instagram, corporate blogs, corporate web pages, organizational microsites, mobile apps. How many of you have the Yelp app, right? Predictive business forecasting, demographic and psychographics that are specific to audience and topics, business intelligence and marketing research, and business decision making. Okay, so the 7 layers of media. The first one, again, text. Text is social media content such as tweets, comments, blog posts, Facebook status updates. That is a text in social media. The second one is network. Network extracts, analyzes, interprets personal and professional social networking. For example, Facebook, Friendship Network, and Twitter. Actions. Action is extracting, analyzing, and interpreting the actions performed by social media users, including likes, shares, mentions, and endorsements. Endorsements are very big right now for the brand influencers. You may follow, they're not really celebrities, but they're people that are really, really big in the community for whatever you're into. So I'm really into like curly hair stuff. I have really big curly hair, and so I'm always looking for curly girl hair influencers, and the endorsements are tracked on that. Hyperlinks. Hyperlinks are extracting, analyzing, and interpreting social media hyperlinking. This can be in links and it can also be out links. Mobile. Mobile is measuring and optimizing user engagement through mobile applications or apps for short. Location. Location is the spatial analysis or geospatial analytics that is concerned with mining and mapping the locations of social media users, content, and data. And then the 7th one is search engines. They extract, analyze, and interpret the way that search engines rank content. So social media analytics really began in 2003, but it was not public awareness until around 2008. I really think of Facebook kind of like starting it all. It didn't, but I just really think Facebook kind of took it bigger and better. And then they also have really upped their analytics game since obviously 2003. So some questions stakeholders use for social media analytics that kind of you need an answer to, or what customers are using social media and what are they saying about the brand or a new product launch? Which content posted over social media is resonating with the clients or customers? Is there a certain type of post that might be better for your core customers? How can I harness social media data? So how can you harness this, like on tweets or Facebook comments, to improve our product services? Is social media conversations about our company, product, or service positive or negative or neutral? And that all goes to text analytics, which we will talk about a lot. How can you leverage social media to promote brand awareness? Who are influential social media followers, fans, and friends? And who are our social media nodes? Like, who are the people and organizations in our position in the network? Which are the social media platforms driving the most traffic in our corporate website? Where is the geographical location from our customers? What are the keywords that are trending on our social media? How current is our business with social media? And how are people connecting with us? What websites are linking to our corporate website? And how many competitors are doing what we're doing on social media? Some typical KPIs used to measure social media analytics: awareness, engagement, lead generation, conversion, support, advocacy, and innovation. Innovation's kind of the big one now. You want to be the newest, coolest, most trendy platform based on your core audience. So these are the business goals when you're looking at a social media for a corporation. And then here are 5 different types of KPIs. So if you're looking at awareness, you might be tracking your share of voice, your social media growth, reach or volume of conversions, sentiment analysis, and unique commenters. So these are all the KPIs that would measure how aware our consumers are. We won't go through all this one, but it's social media versus traditional business analytics. So in social media, we're looking at semi-structured and unstructured data, whereas in business analytics, it's very structured, or at least it should be. Data is not analytically friendly in social media versus it really is in business analytics, or it should be. Social media is real time. Business analytics, most of the time, is pretty historical. I've worked with companies that I've had to input paper documents based on 15 years. Okay, so a little bit more on this what's the difference? The most viable difference between the two types of information comes from source, what type it is, and the nature of the data that is being mined. Unlike traditional business analytics from structured and historical data, social media analytics involves the collection, analysis, and interpretation of semi-structured, unstructured social media data to gain an insight into commentary issues while supporting effective decision making. So social media data is highly diverse, high volume, real-time, and stored in third-party databases in a semi-structured and unstructured format. Okay, here are the big 3 that you need to know for social media analytics. So descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics is mostly focused on gathering and describing social media data in a form of reports, visualizations, clustering to understand a business problem. Action analytics, which would be the number of likes, tweets, and views, and text analytics are examples of descriptive analytics. Social media text, for instance, can be used to understand consumer sentiments or identify emerging trends by clustering themes and topics. Currently, descriptive analytics accounts for most of social media analytics. Remember, descriptive data analytics accounts for most of social media analytics. Predictive analytics. Predictive analytics involves analyzing a large amount of accumulated social media data to predict a future event. So, for example, an intention of expressed over social media, such as a buy, sell, recommend, quit, desire, or wish, can be mined to predict a future event like a purchase. Alternatively, a business manager can also predict figures based on past events or in links to a corporate website. So, one of the things that can do this is Tweepsmap, for example, and they can have users determine the right time to tweet, the maximum alignment with the right audience in the specific time zone. And then prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics is helpful when predicting the future, and they have the best action to take when handling a scenario. So, like predictive analytics, prescriptive has not really found its way into social media data. Social media analytics process cycle. It all has to align with business objectives. We said that for web analytics. Web analytics has to align with business objectives. Well, so does this. So you have to identify, what are you looking for? Extract, clean, analyze, visualize, and interpret. First thing, step 1, identification. The identification stage is an art part of social media analytics and is concerned with searching and identifying the right source of information for analytical purposes. The number and types of users and information like text, conversation, and networks available over social media are huge, diverse, multilingual, and noisy. Thus, they are framing the right question and knowing the data to analyze is extremely crucial in gaining useful business insights. The source and type of data that is being analyzed should also be aligned with the business objectives. So most of the data for analytics will come from business-owned social media platforms like their official Twitter, Facebook, blog, YouTube channel. Some data from analytics, however, might be harvested from non-official social media platforms like Google search engine trends, Twitter search engine data stream, what's popular on Instagram. The business objectives that need to be achieved will play a major role in identifying the sources and type of data to be mined. Aligning social media analytics with business objectives is discussed later in this chapter. Step 2, extraction. The type and the size of data will determine the best method and platform tools that are suitable for extraction. Small size numerical information, for example, can be extracted manually. And a large scale of automated extraction is done through API, which is Application Programming Interface. That is a game changer for the mobile and tablet world. Manual data extraction may be practical for small scale businesses, but it is an API-based extraction tools that will usually help most of the various social media platforms, mostly because social media platform analytics tools are using API-based data mining. The two important issues to bear in mind are privacy and ethical issues relating to data mining from social media platforms. Privacy advocacy groups have raised serious concerns regarding large-scale mining from social media data, and they are warning against transforming social spaces into behavioral laboratories. If you are in the tech world and you know a little bit about the California Consumer Privacy Act and the GDPR, which is the European regulation, Facebook and Google are always being fined at the moment because they are having a really hard time keeping privacy in mind and ethical issues related to giving data away. Step 3 is cleaning. This step involves removing the unwanted data from automatically extracted data. Some data may be needed cleaned, while other data can go into an analysis directly. In some cases, text analytics go into cleaning, coding, clustering, and filtering the text data that may be needed to get rid of unrelated textual data using natural language processing, or NLP. Note that the coding and filtering can be done automatically using machines or manually done by humans. In a future chapter, we'll go over all the text analytics, and you will actually do a really cool assignment for a discussion post. Coding and filtering. This is performed by machines, and it's very automated. It can be carried out manually by humans. So, for example, Discover Text combines both machine learning and human coding techniques to code, cluster, and classify social media.